This video will take a closer look at creating and using report templates. Report templates allow you to select from dozens of filtering and display options, which are then saved and used again and again to conveniently reproduce the same report behavior. Report templates can be customized for different target audiences within your organization. A report template simply takes the data and information from your raw scan results and formats, filters, and displays this information in a way that is meaningful and useful to its target audience. For example, the executive and technical report templates can both be configured with the same data source or report source. But the executive template will present vulnerability findings in a fashion that is more suitable for executive or managerial members of your organization, providing helpful graphics and summary statistics, but omitting the type of details that are more useful to patching and mitigation teams. The technical report template, on the other hand, is more suitable for members of your operational teams because it focuses on the information and details needed to patch and mitigate detected vulnerabilities. Here under the Templates tab, you'll find pre-built templates for many useful reporting tasks. And you can import more templates from the template library. Let's open up a scan report template to examine some of its options. Here in the Vulnerability Management application under the Templates tab, I'll click the New button to create a new scan report template. After giving my template a name, I have the option to make it global, which will allow other Qualys accounts to access and use this template. In the template findings, I'll need to choose between the host-based findings and scan-based findings options. The scan-based findings in your account are comprised of each individual vulnerability scan performed, where each scan tells a unique story based on its position or placement within your scanning timeline. Reports that use scan-based findings are often referred to as snapshot reports because they represent an individual snapshot in time without any influence from scans that have been performed previously or scans that have occurred later in time. You'll find all of your scan-based findings listed under the Scans tab. All scan-based findings are poured into another bucket or database known as the host-based findings. The host-based findings database collects data from completed scans and indexes each detected vulnerability according to the tracking method you have selected for each host asset. Host-based findings will allow you to view the vulnerability history of any host asset. And unlike scan-based findings, host-based findings allow you to create vulnerability trend reports that track the status of any vulnerability, from new to active, fixed, or reopened. Please note that agent host assets running Qualys Cloud Agent, do not have scan-based findings. All agent data and findings are normalized directly into the host-based findings database. Returning to my new scan report template, I'll leave the host-based findings selected and include trending over the last 3 months. The host targets you choose here in the template will become the default report source when this template is used to generate a report. Notice again that your choices here include asset groups, IPs and IP address ranges, and asset tags. At the bottom of the findings section, you'll find special options for host assets running the Qualys Cloud Agent. If you ever decide to scan an asset running the Qualys Agent, the options provided here will allow you to distinguish between data collected from the agent and data collected from a Qualys scanner appliance when generating a report. The display options in a scan report template will allow you to add graphics to your report as well as selecting the details that are important to your target audience. Some of the graphic options are only available when trending is used. Although sorting by host is very common, there are other options for sorting the vulnerability details in your reports. A couple of special options are available that will include additional identification information and metadata for your agent or EC2 host assets. To actually display vulnerability details, you'll need to select the Vulnerability Details checkbox, and then individually select the details that are important to your target audience. You'll recall most of these details from the Qualys knowledge base discussion earlier in this course. A typical report will include the solution to fix or mitigate a vulnerability, and the results option will help your operational teams identify the information or evidence that produced a specific vulnerability finding. Otherwise, please consider your target audience when selecting additional details, and avoid adding information that doesn't meet the objective at hand. Up to this point, I've created a template that uses host-based findings, targets the San Jose asset group, and includes details such as the vulnerability solution and results. Here in the filter options of a scan report template, I can choose to include the complete list of detected vulnerabilities for each host, or I can choose the option to display a custom list of vulnerabilities in my reports. Adding a search list to a report template in this fashion provides a very useful benefit. You can perform vulnerability scans that target the complete list of vulnerability QIDs in the Qualys knowledge base, and then create reports that use a template like this to focus on specific groups or types of vulnerabilities. Managing your vulnerabilities in this fashion is a recommended best practice. Other options that are useful include filtering on vulnerability status, new, active, reopened, and fixed. To create a report that focuses exclusively on new vulnerabilities, I would simply remove the other checkmarks. State will allow you to choose from confirmed and potential vulnerability QIDs, and information gathered QIDs that are either active, disabled, or ignored within the Qualys knowledge base. In the context of the state filter, if you haven't disabled or ignored a knowledge base QID, its state is active. For example, the state filters can help you identify vulnerabilities that will not appear in your reports because they've been disabled in the Qualys knowledge base or have been ignored. The more common scenario is to select the checkboxes for the type of QIDs you would like to appear in your reports. The Services and Ports options will allow you to create reports that verify host assets are running required services, and that they are not running unauthorized services. And finally, the user access settings will allow you to specify or identify other Qualys users that will be granted permission to access reports generated by this template. The Test button can be used at any time during report template configuration to test the results of the various options you've selected. This can be very helpful when experimenting with new or different report template options. For now, I'll just click Save. Once a template has been saved, it can be used to run reports directly from the Templates tab. Thank you for watching this Qualys training video.